Follow Helen Paul and I, Frank Donga.
Do you know that Nigeria is the third largest producer of ginger in the world?
Maybe that's why we have this ginger touch. Ginger, oh, ginger.
And time's up.
As we uncover the untold stories of food heroes on the front lines.
If I have money, I will maximize this place. I have the capacity to plant 500 hectares a year.
Parasite is the major problem also in farming.
Connecting them to untapped opportunities and the experts who can solve their problems.
You can't plant at the same time somebody can is planting. You have to follow the NIT report to know when the rainfall and the best season. So that is the challenge.
If tomato touches the water, then it starts rotting. Tomato should not touch the water.
This is Farm and Fortune. Tonight on Farm and Fortune.
The way we are going with this climate change, it might affect us and we have a shortage of food.
Outside Nigeria, the richest set of people are the farmers.
Let's go.
It's all coming up right now.
Frank, please come, we have letter. It says, I've been a farmer for over 13 years in different crops, but I have not had a poor harvest like what I harvested last year. We don't understand the weather anymore because many other farmers also had poor harvests. Please, how can we stop this problem? Question mark.
2020 was a bad year for a lot of farmers. A lot of farmers. A lot of my farmer friends have not even recovered.
Hey, I just want to believe that our special guests, our experts, will be able to teach us and tell us where to do it. Yes. Dr. Okafo, I bow for you. When this man will come, the man will scatter everything for us.
Well, sure.
Yes. My name is Helen Paul.
And I am Frank Donga.
And this is Farm and Fortune. It's still Farm and Fortune. Today we are discussing a very important topic that is affecting all of us. And of course, in the house today, we have a special guest in person of Dr. Okafo. Good to have you.
Nice to be here.
Nice to see you.
Helen and Frank.
Welcome, doctor.
Thank you.
Doctor, there's an important thing. Since you're an expert in this climate change and agricultural thing, we want you to help us address it. Okay. There's this farmer in Gombe that said he's been farming for 13 good years, and he has never lost in any of his yield. But last year, it wasn't good for him at all. In fact, it said farmers called 2020 the worst harvest year for them. What do you think the problem is?
The problem is clear. It is climate change.
Hey.
Climate change is real. Unfortunately, it has come to stay with us, and the best we can do is to find a way to cope with it.
So this weather, we cannot just stick it to one way.
It can't be one way. You know, when we were in school, our teachers then told us, okay, you expect rain by this month, it's going to cease by this month. But you and I know that these days we can't predict. Even when you say the rains will start, it will not come at that time. And sometimes the farmers go to the field, they establish their fields, then the rain ceases, and in most cases we don't have irrigation facilities. So you see a lot of loss. There are times also where they say, okay, we're going to stop establishing our fields by this time, and then the rain continues. So it's evidence of climate change.
But, you know, this climate change, I understand what you're saying. But don't you think the way we are going with this climate change, it might affect us and we have a shortage of food?
I don't think so. Although it has been predicted that the effect of climate change by 2050, we may be experiencing between 10 to 20% of shortage in food production. And even in some cases, they're talking of 50%. But all hope is not lost, because research has been able to give us the way out in terms of adaptation and how we can cope with climate change. And in this way, we'll be able to mitigate its effects. So all hope is not lost.
So, doctor, I mean, to a layman like us.
Who is a layman? You're a farmer.
And you are what?
Layman.
You're a gardener.
Equation don't balance.
Doctor be experts now. So to people watching like us, you know, from home, and then climate change, we've been hearing this thing. What exactly is this climate change and what will it do?
as climate they change so. Temperature they rise.
Okay.
Water was supposed to remain inside soil. It can't they come out at faster rate.
Yeesh.
Eh?
Okay.
Make we put on like this. If crop, let us say maize now, say you supposed to drink 1 cup of water for 1 day. Because everywhere can be hot. 1 cup of water no can do the crop for 1 day.
Voila.
Now be the thing where would they talk. And if crop need 1 cup of water, make it belly full, you can't they give them half. Just like any human being. What do you expect? It's not going to perform well. Yield will drop.
So, because the rainfall will not be enough for the crop,
Yes.
you can't plan for weather. Maybe when you're expecting that, okay, Harmattan will come, it will not come.
Not come.
You will now carry your handicap.
Yes.
And
but-
the truth is that many people don't know this.
So, but now we will see on the news, they say we see flooding. They say climate change. Make climate change stay one place now. Is flooding part of climate change again?
It's the effect of climate change.
Okay.
How?
Now, this is what happens.
Okay.
Because of the rising temperature, climate is getting warmer. And we know that the world is connected.
Okay.
When we look at the map of the world, we see there is a connection with one continent, between one continent and another, just as the ocean connects the world.
That's right.
Now, if we move to the polar region, now we have ice. Because of increasing heat, the temperature getting warmer, what do you see? This ice begins to melt.
That's right.
And somehow, water is trapped. The moisture is trapped in this ice. So once the ice begins to melt, what you notice is rising sea level. And since there is a connection between the oceans and the rivers and the streams, the thing trickles down. And so people who live by the riverside, once that ocean level rises, it also has a way of coming down to where they did.
So as temperature they increase, everywhere they hot.
Yes.
All the ice
Self, they melt.
They melt.
As it
join
melt,
the water for
the water come,
the
they
river.
join.
The river come overflow.
Overflow.
Flood the whole land.
Now so now waiting they happen be that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Okafo. That reminds me, Mr. Frank, you have that gist from a farmer for us.
Yeah, from Sokoto, our friendly farmer, Alhaji Mahe Mohammed. He's from Worno in Sokoto State. He's an onion farmer, and he's going through a lot of challenges, a lot of loss on his farm, but he's still maintaining a very positive attitude. That his story will inspire you, and maybe you can even find 1 or 2 solutions for our farmer. Let's go to Sokoto now to go and see what Alhaji Mahe Mohammed has gone through on his farm and the story he has to tell us. And by the way, in case you are wondering, I want to learn more. The gist, they suit you. You want more information. Very simple. Just go to the Google Play Store, download our Udongo app, and you get more information from there. But right now, let's take a short break and see our friend Alhaji Mahe Mohammed in Sokoto State.
Sunana Mahe Muhammad, a ƙaramar hukumar mulkin Borno a cikin jihar Sokoto. Manomi ne ni, ina noman albasa, aƙalla na kai shekara 20 ina wannan noman. Na samu ci gaba kuma na ɗan fuskanci ƙalubale game da wannan. To yanda harkar noma na ya kasance shekara ɗaya baya, na samu matsala ta ambaliyar ruwa. Ya zo ya yi min ɓanna ga aiki sosai. Sun zo ne daga dam waɗannan ruwan. Kuma ba za mu iya hana su ba saboda ba mu da iko game ga mu tsayar da suwa ko mu ce a zo da suwa illa ma sun yi muna ba zata ne.
The 2020 floods that ravaged many northern states, including Sokoto, were caused by increased rainfall and the overflowing of rivers. The floods robbed many farmers of their harvest for the year.
Na samu matsala gaskiya wannan lokacin da ya wuce game ma ga iyalina ga harkokina na mu'amalata saboda na samu jarabawa ta game ga wannan aikin da ina bayani ne akalla zan yi buhu 30 ga wurina to sai ya kasance akan wannan jarabawa na samu buhu 10 to duk da irin abubuwan da na tsare na kaga wannan ba zai yi ba to akan haka dai duk da waɗansu ababe dole na ɗan dakatar da su. bayan shi wannan matsalar da aka samu to na samu na komar da shi ne ta hanyar kasuwancin da nake yi da kuma wani noman da nake yi baya ga wannan noman. Ban samu taimako a hannun kowa ba, ni da kaina na fara. Allah dai na samu taimako ne a hannun Ubangiji, amma ban samu taimako a hannun kowa ba. Nan duk da wannan bankin namu kararre ne, da ruwa sun zo tahowa za su yi. Wannan ai gwamnati ɗaya ce za ta iya yin wannan maganin, ba talaka ba. Idan aka gyara wannan bankin, duk ruwan da suka zo ba magana su tsaye su yo cikin gonakinmu, za su tsaya a iyanan inda an ka abin gansu.
The weather is uncertain and the trends are unpredictable. Alhaji Mahi Mohammed is one of many farmers who are hopeful but need to plan to prepare themselves for the unexpected, because climate change comes with many surprises.
Now, wow. You get mind, though. Despite all he has gone through, he's still very optimistic that, he will not give up. That's the kind of attitude you need for any kind of business.
Don't give up.
I'm telling you, you cannot give up.
It's not over.
Dr. Bernard Okafo, what can our farmer friend do to prevent this kind of loss in the future? Because you saw the way the whole loss happened.
If he wants to prevent such loss in the future, there are measures to mitigate climate change. And there are also measures to help him as a farmer adapt to the effects of climate change.
Okay.
As a farmer, or as farmers, as the case may
In
be,
general.
for him to be able to cope with such, we expect that they begin to do good agricultural practices. These things are very, very important. The mixed cropping would also go a long way in helping him. Crops have different levels of tolerance to drought or to flood, as the case may be. So if he's into sole cropping, and it's a crop that cannot really withstand the effects of flood, that means after the flood, he would have run into a lot of loss. So mixed cropping will help. Rehabilitation of the site would also assist him. And other measures which can help reduce the effects of flooding. Well, we live in a country where we do not do much of protected agriculture. And when I talk about protected agriculture, I'm talking of production in greenhouses. Greenhouses means you are not doing your onion in open field.
Okay.
Well, let us assume where we are now, and then you have raised the
platforms,
well covered with having concrete foundation.
Okay.
So before the waters can rise to the level of some of those structures, it must really be, like say, we go back to the time of Noah.
But doctor, not be money, a person way sweet. Now money kill him now. Before he go do concrete for onion, how much did they sell bag of onion?
If agriculture is treated as business, outside Nigeria, the richest set of people are the farmers. So if agriculture is treated as business, I'm sure the farmers wouldn't actually run into much difficulty in handling such issues. But again, government needs to assist, because food is basic need of man. And if we are not well fed, then tension will just begin from somewhere.
I know this matter, the gist no go finish, because me, I just want to know. I know you have said something very important now. You've put the responsibility to the farmers, what they can do with the private sector, and also what the government can do. But I know say this struggle no go finish. Like we said, the government is supposed to do, the government will say the people are supposed to do. But are we really doing enough?
It's obvious we are not doing enough.
Okay.
Because my concern is that sometimes we turn everything into politics in this country, and it's not really helping issues. Let us understand that agriculture is business, and we face it as business. Government cannot do everything. The private sector also cannot do everything. So there must be PPP, which we have all been talking about for a very long time. Public-private partnership.
Public-private private partnership must be involved.
Yes. But before a private, a businessman comes in, he wants to be sure that the environment is good, is convenient for him to do business.
But please, now that we're talking about insurance, climate, disaster, what about our investors? How can we protect our investors?
This investor, every time investor.
Yes, now they should have protection because I can't just drop money for that kind of business and not see my money back.
You have money somewhere you want to drop. No worry, we'll talk later.
But just as we don't talk before, government has a basic role to play.
Okay.
We can't take that away from government.
Yes.
So even if a businessman is coming to do investment, he wants to be sure that, okay, in case of risk, there is backup. And government is the big elephant that can do some of those things.
That's right.
So that's why we're talking of government. And then the insurance. There is Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, an agency of government. Now, why did government establish that? Me and you don't figure money past government. Government has to give a cover, provide funds such that the businessmen who are coming in, they are not coming in to use the money you have put in place. You're only putting that money there as backup. When they are sure that such is in place, of course they come in do their business. If the environment is convenient, there is no reason why profit will not be made on any investment.
Great.
And once that a profit is made, there is no point or no need going to what government has put down there as insurance. So that's why we're insisting and also pleading that these things must be in place. Because once these things are in place, I'm sure the businessmen know what to do to make their money.
Great.
So that's why I've been talking about insurance and the role of government. Now, on the other hand, to help them further, agriculture must be practiced in a sustainable way. These days, we talk about conservation agriculture, not the conventional form of agriculture.
Yes.
Because you must maintain the balance between profit and environmental safety. It's not just about, I need a bag of onion produced within this little space, and for that reason, I pour in a bag of fertilizer. If I see one small pest, I get a tank load of and just kill the thing so that the yield will be much. Now, I may make the money, but what is the environmental responsibility that I have displayed? So these two things must be balanced.
Between all these things that the doctor has said, between insurance, good policy from government, creating embankments for the coastal area, I'm sure Alhaji Mahi Mohammed Sef would have learned one or two things. Even storage,
fact, me,
so that you can store properly.
Me, personally, I have learnt. Very informative conversation. Can you imagine? Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you, doctor.
Still to come on the show, we're looking at step-by-step guide on erosion prevention methods on our DIY. Enjoy.
When you choose to play on the fields of the ancient agrarian marketplace, consider a good coach to take along with you. The Udongo app is your gateway to the Nigerian agricultural ecosystem. Whether you are a newbie or an oldie, signing up instantly connects you with a community of other farmers, products, agents, distributors, and resources all in one place. Access our unique and simple interface from the bustling big cities to the most remote regions across Nigeria. Enjoy full access to real-time farming solutions that help you make timely and profitable decisions. Or allow our one-on-one consultancy services cheer you on with each move you make. As a newbie or oldie looking to make a big agricultural footprint, feel secure knowing you have the best coach always in your pocket. Udongo app is your personalized farming coach, available to you every time, anywhere, just at the click of a button. Download the Udongo app from the Google Play Store now and enjoy new opportunities.
Welcome to the Farm&Fortune DIY hack. For today's DIY, here are 3 ways to prevent climate change. Plant a tree. To begin, find available space. Plant a tree seed of your choice. Water it until it sprouts. Manage waste. Ensure proper trash disposal at designated locations. Do not drop trash on the side of the road, in the gutter, and in water bodies. Reuse plastic many times. Practice conservation. Turn off security lights during daytime. Use energy-saving bulbs. Do not waste water. Together, we can slow down climate change.
The effects of climate change are real and evident in our daily lives. We must take necessary actions to combat it. Today, we focus on preventing soil erosion. And we have an expert in the house, in person of Miss Aberechukwu. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We have a question for you. Okay. Please, how do we prevent soil erosion?
So, there are preventive measures for this soil control, for this soil erosion control. One, we encourage farmers to plant trees.
Plant trees?
That's planting vegetation, because they serve as a ground cover.
Okay. For the soil.
Thank you. The tree plantings and then the grasses, they help to bind the soil.
Okay.
Prevent it from water and wind erosion.
Great.
Because, you know, this heavy downfall of rainfall, it has a way of causing this water erosion from the crop. You find out that your crops being washed away by heavy rainfall.
If it's not properly covered.
Thank you. So we encourage farmers to plant trees and grasses. Secondly, we have what we call mulching.
Mulching.
Mulching is dead leaves or shredded woods.
Okay.
We encourage farmers to use it to cover their topsoil.
Okay.
Still against this wind and water erosion. And then mulching, because the material is organic materials, it also helps in the soil structure. It also helps to keep the structure of the soil very well. Then we also have contour farming.
Okay.
Planting against the slope.
Okay.
I'll make an instance. There is this one of the projects in my office in Nasarawa State. We advise farmers when they are making their ridge, they just try to build a bound so it can prevent this washing away of nutrient when there is excessive rainfall. Okay. But you know, farmers, they always tell you, like how my fathers used to do it then, that you don't need to advise them. So, but at the end of the day, they ended up making that mistake. The next time that we came, we found out that the crops has been washed away by heavy downpour. You know, carrying all the nutrients down to the airstream. So, and we were now telling them, you see, we advise you to make these ridges so that it will prevent this erosion, washing away your crops. We also have another one called avoiding of soil compaction.
Avoiding of soil compaction.
Thank you. You know, this use of heavy machineries on the soil, it has a way of causing this soil erosion. Because when heavy machineries,
when they step on the soil,
and then if you don't do it very well at the end, when they finish their probably clearing of grasses and all that, if you don't do it very well, you find out that if there is heavy rainfall, you also have soil erosion.
Wow. But is this technique applicable to long-scale farmers?
Sure. This technique is applicable to every level of farmers, both large-scale farmers and small-scale farmers.
Thank you so much, Ms. Aberechukwu. I'm sure you're all excited to learn and, of course, go and practice on Farm and Fortune. The next segment right now is the game segment with Mr. Frank. Over to him. Let's enjoy.
And it's game time on Farm and Fortune. You know how we do it here. 16 farmers are competing for the grand prize of 500,000 naira worth of farm inputs on this show. The stakes are high, but the rules are very simple. Join me to welcome Mr. Oluwasegun and Mr. Kudemeko Boluwatife.
Nice to be here.
Welcome to the show. This is our climate change wheel, because today's episode we've been talking all about climate change. On the outer side of this circle, on the wheel, you have the things that cause climate change. And on the inner side, you have things that can help reduce climate change. All you have to do is go for the things that will reduce climate change. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, if you hit the one that will cause climate change, you lose 5 points. Yes, you are causing climate change. But if you go for the ones and you hit the ones with the dart that help reduce climate change, you gain 5 points. Is that clear?
Definitely.
Are you ready?
We are ready.
Let's go. All right, the time starts now. Mr. Movoyo. Oops. That was a miss. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can see the results. That was an interesting shot. And after this competition, we have a clear winner. The green darts by Mr. Kudemekwo scored 15 points, and the red darts by Mr. Movoyon scored -5 points. Congratulations, Mr. Kudemekwo.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now you get a chance to go to the next stage where you're going to compete with other farmers and try to get to the grand prize of 500,000 naira worth of farm inputs. You know what to do. Don't feel left out. All you have to do is join us. You can play the game at home yourself. Follow us on our social media handles, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram at Farm&Fortune. You can join us. All right. Congratulations to the winner. Everybody's a winner on Farm&Fortune. We all get to win something, but you go to the next round. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We have more coming for you on Farm&Fortune. What? Do you think you can hit the center of the climate wheel?
Do you want to challenge me to this game? Forget. My father is a hunter and will never lose in our family.
Don't worry. I know his secret cry for mercy. I will not want to embarrass you on national telly.
Embarrass me? Never. To our viewers, Ojari, don't mind him. To join the conversation, you can follow us on all our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, Instagram at Farm&Fortune. My name is Ellen Paul.
And I'm Frank Donga.
See you next week.